So I will confess, I wasted a large chunk of my life worrying. A substantial portion of my life was consumed by an overwhelming anxiety, a constant worry about the potential outcomes of every situation I encountered. My mind would spin in circles, fixating on what could happen next. This incessant obsession often occurred even in situations where I'd exhausted all my options and had no control over how events would unfold. This arduous mental pattern persisted for years until I came to a profound realization. This obsessive worrying over any outcome was draining invaluable time out of my life. It dawned on me that no matter how much energy I expended trying to control or predict what will happen, some scenarios were simply beyond my reach and influence. Currently, I'm on a journey towards releasing this need to control the outcome. Instead of focusing solely on the end game, I'm learning to appreciate the process, to bask in each moment as it unravels. After all, isn't life supposed to be more about the journey than reaching the destination? So if any of this sounds familiar, here are 5 tips from what I've learned that might help you let go of desired outcomes and enjoy the journey instead. Tip number 1, understand that some things are out of your control. When you're working on a project, it's important to focus on the outcome you want. But sometimes we put too much emphasis on the end result and lose sight of the journey. If we can let go of the outcome, we can enjoy the process more and appreciate the moments along the way. When you're focused on the end goal, it can be easy to get frustrated or overwhelmed if something doesn't go according to plan. But if you're flexible and open to change, then any setback can be seen as an opportunity for growth. So let go of the outcome and enjoy the ride. Tip number 2, don't dwell on what you can't change. We all have moments where we dwell on things that we can't change. Maybe we've had a fight with a loved one and we keep replaying the conversation in our head, or maybe there's something at work that's just not going the way we want it to. Say whatever it is, these thoughts tend to drag us down and make us feel frustrated, helpless, and unhappy. So how can we deal with them? The answer is simple. Don't dwell on what you can't change. Instead, focus on the here and now and on the things that you can control. This may be difficult at first, but with practice, it will become easier and you'll start to feel more positive and optimistic. Tip number 3, let go of the need for perfectionism. Did you know that one of the main reasons people don't achieve their goals is because they are perfectionists? They get stuck in this never-ending cycle of procrastination and self-doubt, always convinced that their work isn't good enough. The good news is that there is a way to break free. Perfectionism is a mindset. A mindset can be changed. It takes practice. Obsessing over the outcome is a waste of time. By observing your thoughts, you can retrain your brain. Being aware and pay attention to thoughts beginning with should, must, and always. When you catch these thoughts, take a moment and relax with a few deep breaths. Think thoughts of gratitude and laugh at your mistakes. When you hear the inner critic in your mind, have a little laugh and tell it to get lost. Tip number 4, practice self-compassion. Be kinder to yourself when you're struggling. We all have a little voice inside our heads that can be critical and mean. Learning to be more self-compassionate can help us quiet that voice. In our society, self-compassion is often seen as a weakness. We are taught to be hard on ourselves, to push ourselves to be better. But what if we instead treated ourselves with the same kindness and compassion that we so freely give to others? Research shows that self-compassion can have powerful effects on our well-being by improving our mental health, our relationships, and our overall quality of life. So how can we learn to be more compassionate towards ourselves? First, we must recognize your own humanity. We all make mistakes and have flaws. Be gentle with yourself when you mess up. Remember that you are only human. Don't dwell on your shortcomings. And tip number 5, embrace uncertainty. There is something incredibly freeing about embracing uncertainty. It takes us out of the need to control everything and puts us in touch with the unknown. When we let go of needing to know what is going to happen, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. So often in our lives, we can get caught up in trying to control everything. We want to know what is going to happen next so that we can plan for it and be prepared. But the truth is, life is unpredictable and uncertain. The more we try to control it, the more anxious and stressed we become. Learning how to embrace uncertainty can be a powerful tool for reducing stress and anxiety. If you're like me, you often find yourself worrying about the future. What will happen if I make this choice or that one? Will everything turn out all right? In times like these, it's important to remember that we can't control everything. Sometimes the best thing we can do is let go and enjoy the journey. Who knows what adventures await us if we just relax and embrace them? So next time you find yourself stressing about the future, take a deep breath and remind yourself to let go and enjoy the journey.